Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Unger the Radar presents Movie Commentaries, or should I say Tom-mentary. This is our fifth movie commentary for Tom Hanks month, our fifth and final, unfortunately. We're going to be doing the 1989 classic Joe Dante dark comedy film, The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, Bruce Dern, Carrie Fisher, Ray Documan.
Corey Feldman.
Thank you. And Wendy Shaw, also Dick Miller, Robert Picardo, Henry Gibson, Brother Theodore, and Courtney Gaines. This movie, for me personally, it's definitely a childhood classic. I remember watching it at my grandparents' house on like a Sunday afternoon, and it is just so weird, so out there. It's funny, it's exciting. It's got a great score by the late great Jerry Goldsmith. And I want to just welcome my two commentators for this fifth and final commentary. We have Mr. Matt Roran. Welcome back, sir.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes, yes. And Mr. Forrest Bennett. Welcome again, sir.
Randy, happy also. I know it's not related to what we're watching tonight, but happy 426.
Yes, happy Alien Day, guys.
Alien Day.
And Forrest is prepared, I see.
Yeah, this is actually, I've been watching alien movies all day and today, and so now I'm taking right now I'm taking a break from acid drooling space bugs.
Yes, this is a nice palate cleanser, I'd say.
Yep.
And also, I forgot to mention. To speak. Yeah, I meant to mention at the beginning here. So this all started with Tom Hanks Day, a number of years ago. These guys in Chicago, I believe, started this up in basically, I think they started in a dorm room, and then it kind of evolved into like an annual bar hangout to celebrate all things Tom Hanks, but not just the man and the actor, but also a great charity called Lifeline Energy, which Tom Hanks is involved with. They bring technology to impoverished nations, some in the African region, basically benefiting children and people, other people of that nation, basically giving them, resources and tools for education and things of that nature. So it's a wonderful charity. If you want to get involved, just Google Lifeline Energy. It's also on Twitter at Lifeline Energy, and see what you can do. Maybe you can get involved. So that's that. And yeah, so this movie, again, I think it's tied. I think I've come to the conclusion that this is tied as my favorite Tom Hanks movie compared with Castaway. They're both so different, and we did a commentary rather, a few weeks ago for that. But this movie is just so much fun. The replay value is crazy. You could just watch this any time of the year. It's a multiple viewing for me a year. Yeah. And I'm glad I'm about to share this viewing experience with you gentlemen. So yeah. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to count down from 3. And Forrest, I believe you have the DVD.
Yes.
So do I. I kind of dug it out of my collection. It's been a while. I don't even remember the last time. I do watch it more than once a year, but it has been a while since my last viewing. Matt Roran, you are streaming, right?
Yes, indeed.
Cool. Well, right now I am at 0, right before the Universal logo appears.
Oh, I'm at the Universal logo. Not it's or at least when it's appearing from the mist.
Yes, from the great beyond.
Yeah, the old Universal logo.
Right. Side note, that Universal logo was scored. They did a little bit of score for that by James Horner. Mm-hmm. And then that music changed along with the logo slightly. They kind of modernized it for the Lost World Jurassic Park in 1997. And that logo was actually scored by Jerry Goldsmith. So slight trivia there. But yeah, I'm going to count down from 3, guys. And when I say play, we will all press play. All right. And everyone at home, do the same. So 3, 2, 1, play.
You Universal, an MTA company.
Uh,
Oh, that's this is the one right before the James Horner logo, actually.
yes, yes. The James Horner logo was introduced 1990 to coincide with the 75th anniversary of Universal.
I think that was Back to the Future Part 3, right?
Yes, it was.
And I love this is one of the I think this is the only shot done by Industrial Light and Magic for the movie. This and the final shot of the globe.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool effect. And so I was reading some trivia in preparation for this. According to the location that they zoom in on, they're thinking it's in the area of Des Moines, Iowa. It's never mentioned where they are exactly. But
with Joe Dante, I usually assume it's somewhere around like New Jersey or like New York.
Yeah.
Like the suburb, like around like Hudson Valley, like New York, like around Hudson Valley.
Yeah. Other theories were just outside like Chicago.
Yeah.
So it basically anywhere. It could be anywhere in the middle of the United States.
Yeah, because I know at least with Gremlins, it was set. Kingston Falls is supposed to be upstate.
Yeah.
Upstate
That's
New
right.
York.
That's right.
And Joe Dante grew up in New Jersey, so.
Okay.
So usually when I watch one of his movies, I usually assume it's probably like it's usually set. It's apart from Kingston Falls, I think most of his, that he usually has his movies, a lot of his movies in undisclosed cities and towns. But I usually assume they're in the tri-state area.
I could see New Jersey because there's a lot of suburban areas there.
Yeah.
So
and and upstate because of the small towns.
Yeah, it's tricky, but
Yeah, I would definitely say this is probably out of like every Hanks comedy, this is probably his most underrated.
Yeah, last time we did Joe versus Volcano, which is another
or at least one of his. Yeah, well, actually, I would say Joe versus the Volcano was more underrated, but this is definitely down. Definitely,
yeah. I mean, this is probably like the most cult classic of the Hanks.
Yes,
right. And at first critics did not love it. I mean, it did pretty well at the box office, but critics were not for it. But over the last 30 years, it has definitely become a cult classic. Yeah. Hence why we're talking about it right now. But compared to Joe versus Volcano, I think this is a lot better. It's the plot is more interesting, and the plot it's a smoother film, I'd say.
And I mean, you can't go like the cast of this movie is just incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, everything about this movie is perfect. I mean, Joe Dante, I mean, come on. But I mean, like the writing, the direction, the acting, like everything is on key.
Yeah. And I was reading about Joe Dante, and he said that aside from Gremlins, this is his most well-known film, apparently. This is what people stop him in the street for.
I mean, I would say I would probably actually only because I saw more as a kid, I would probably put Small Soldiers above the Burbs in terms of what I know Joe Dante for.
Okay. I'll be honest with you.
Gremlins, but Gremlins would be the Gremlins movies would be first.
Yeah, because Small Soldiers was basically Gremlins just packaged differently. Yeah. I was really excited for that one too, and I was a little let down.
I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good. I think it holds up pretty well.
It's worth checking out, Matt. If not for, it has an amazing Jerry Goldsmith score.
Nice. I believe I have the soundtrack actually, but
nice.
Actually, although I'd say it's because I don't know, it was definitely a movie that where at the time audiences didn't know what to make of it because it seemed like something for kids, but it was kind of a little dark. Plus, there was a lot of
it's like a movie like Ants, where you're like, this isn't really for kids.
Yeah. Plus, there's also a lot of satire. Plus, there was basically the whole thing was basically a satire of military industrial complex.
Yeah. And
that's the thing about Joe Dante. It's like his movies, like I mean, you watch this or Gremlins or Small Soldiers, you kind of wonder like on one hand they definitely appeal to children. I feel like they appealed to a lot of us when we were kids. but at the
Mhm.
same time, there's a lot of stuff going on that's like
He did
really-
Holes too, right?
Which one?
Holes.
No,
No,
with
that was
Shia
Corey
LaBeouf,
Feldman.
right?
Yeah, I could have sworn that was Joe Dante.
No, he didn't do that one.
But
He actually hasn't done a lot recently. I think the
he
last
doesn't now.
he did I know he did Looney Tunes Back in Action back in 2003.
Oh God, that movie
But-
sucked.
That was atrocious. Also, was very
Yeah.
excited to go see that because I'm like, Joe Dante's first film since Small Soldiers. And again, the only takeaway from that, a great Goldsmith score. So that was actually Goldsmith's last score to be on film. He did a score for a movie called Timeline, directed by Richard Donner.
Daughter.
But his score was rejected, and they used a different composer for that. I think it was Brian Tyler. Yeah, Brian Tyler. But yeah, in terms of Joe Dante films, The Burbs is probably number 2 for me, next to Inner Space.
I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, I mean, this Gremlins and Inner Space,
Oh.
you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, and then like Explorers,
Oh yeah,
Yes, Explorers was pretty good.
know,
that's a great one.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a fun one.
The Howling. I mean,
Yeah.
Howling is okay. I would say if I had to go with his my absolute favorites of his,
yeah.
both Gremlins movies,
Mhm.
The Howling, Rock and Roll High School,
Oh yeah.
and this movie,
You
and
know
Small
what?
Soldiers.
And he also had a pretty decent segment in the Twilight Zone movie.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, Inner Space is number 1.
Same. Yeah.
You know, these movies are like they're dark, but they're kind of family friendly. You know.
Yeah, I was like saying he's like his movies. Okay, they on one hand they appeal to kids. I mean, they definitely appeal to us as kids.
Right.
But there's a lot. There's usually some Gremlin cereal Easter egg.
Yep. Good eye. Good eye.
But there's always like some like with his movies. There's always some sort of like dark undertone.
Yeah.
Where if you're watching it as an adult or or just as a parent, you're kind of like, is this really for kids? Like this is kind of made for kids, but it's like really not for kids.
Yeah. Kind of like a Spielberg film, like
Yeah.
especially the Indiana Jones movies. You know, they have a lot of dark undertones, and they're pretty violent too. But kids, they're acceptable for kids to watch. I'm trying to think of the first time I definitely, yeah, like I said, the first time I saw this was probably
so Joe Dante, he didn't direct Holes. He directed a movie called The Hole,
The Hole.
Oh, okay.
which also has Bruce Dern in it.
That did not come across my radar. Did you guys check that out or?
No, but it's on my to watch list. It's supposed to be because it was another attempt at a family friendly horror movie.
Okay.
And then he also did a movie. The last movie he did, I remember watching this. It wasn't very good. It was called Burying the Ex. It's with Anton Yelkin, Alexandra Daddario, and Ashley Greene, and Dick Miller in one of his last roles.
Of course, Dick Miller in every single one of his movies.
But yeah. Since then, he's directed. I know he's directed a few of those DC television shows on the CW, which considering he's done those,
Yeah.
I'm like he would have been perfect for a superhero movie.
Yeah, he directed some episodes of Erie, Indiana, also that were awesome.
I think Dante was involved with that show too, man.
Yeah, he was
And
a producer.
he also did 2 episodes of Masters of Horror.
Also had something to do with it. But they did like and Dante, he had to have done an episode of Tales from the Crypt. I'm like,
no, he doesn't now. He doesn't. The
like
only
everybody directed an episode of that.
the only anthology he has in his filmography is 2 episodes of Masters of Horror for Showtime.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, surprise! Yeah, because Zemeckis, pretty much ran Tales from the Crypt. So like everybody directed episodes of that. There's so many great directors involved.
Yeah. So this is not Ray, it's Rick. Rick he's got a weird name. Dukeman. Rick Dukeman plays Art, the heavy set, obnoxious neighbor who teams up with Hanks and Dern to find out what the hell is going on. And yeah, he actually passed away in 2015, and he's known for his comedic roles, obviously.
Right.
He even had a small part in Die Hard, where he played like an engineer or just a Con Ed worker who the FBI wanted him to shut down the power in the area,
lose your job.
Which is funny because later on in this movie he does the exact same thing.
Yes, yeah.
But he's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean this role is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
he was also in Space. He was also in Spaceballs as one of the prison guards.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You know what? I could have totally seen John Candy in this role because, you know, you have the connection in Splash with Hanks. But I think Rick does a good job.
Yeah.
And also another
grabs a pineapple, a full pineapple. Like
by the way, we told
some syrup.
Just whatever's in there.
By the way, we totally missed out on Corey Feldman, Bruce Dern, and Wendy Shaw.
Yeah.
Their entrances.
Oh yeah. Bruce Dern has a great intro with the music in the background. Some kind of rock and roll song. I'm not sure which, but same with Corey. And also Carrie Fisher was in The Man with One Red Shoe with Hanks.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So they already have an established chemistry. He's just eating ribs
for breakfast.
Yeah, it's so great. He just took everything.
And I guess he's gonna cut up the pineapple and. Oh. And yeah, Forrest, good catch with the Gremlins cereal.
Yeah. Did they actually make Gremlin cereal? I'm sure they did.
Probably. I wasn't around back then, but
I believe so. I was too busy with my my Ghostbusters cereal at the time.
Perfect.
Ghostbusters cereal. They have
put it back.
Yeah, it's back.
Yeah. That power cereal.
It's basically Lucky Charms, right?
Yeah. Basically Lucky Charms with ghost marshmallows.
Right.
and Marshmallow Man marshmallows.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't eat cereal anymore, but I am almost tempted to try to get a box.
Same here.
Yeah, I just bought some Peeps cereal.
Cereal?
They make that?
Yeah. My daughter was like, "Ooh, I want to try Peeps cereal."
Peeps cereal.
And it's like, you would like it. It has less marshmallows than most marshmallow cereals.
Oh.
I'm like, what? Like, you think it'd be all marshmallows?
That's bold, man.
It's like, yeah, it's like basically like Trix with like some marshmallows in it.
Okay. Trix is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's a decent cereal, but I'm like,
I never had Trix growing up.
You know what I'm thinking? Oh, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of Kix. That's the one I've had.
Yeah.
Kix, yes.
That's good.
Kid tested, mother proved.
Yeah. Great.
I was always more of a
Trix without the flavor.
I was always more of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch kid.
No, I was a Honey Nut Cheerios guy.
I was heavily into Cookie Crisps when they had vanilla Cookie Crisp, and I was into Alphabets.
I love this segue, by the way. But before we move on to the next thing, have you guys heard of Spoons, Tunes, and Booze?
Yes, at Nighthawk, right?
Yep. I did it once, actually twice, a few years ago. And Matt, if you're not familiar, they basically have a buffet of cereal. It's like a cereal bar.
It just makes me angry because several years ago, I tried to start something like that at the cinema to be Saturday mornings before Call Cafe or whatever, where we show like cartoons, like stuff that like we don't even need permission to show, and we're not charging for.
So just stuff on YouTube.
And have people just pay for like cereal and whatever.
Yeah.
And I got shot down.
That's
Oh,
frustrating.
man.
And then I saw that they were doing it there, and I'm like,
What
like,
was the name of your idea?
I can't remember.
Yeah, like,
It was like 5 years ago. I don't remember.
okay. Well,
It might come to me, but
well, maybe you can resurrect the idea. I'm behind
yeah,
it 100%.
maybe.
And also what Nighthawk did, they do I don't know if they still do it, but they do like they do like cocktails, like cereal inspired
Yeah.
cocktails.
Yeah, I've been invited to go to that a few times with friends, but it's just like usually I wake up too late.
Yeah. That's my problem too.
Wake up too late. Plus, again, I have to drive. Driving from Long Island to Brooklyn, so.
But it's fun,
Yeah, like the idea, because the employees used to do cereal night, like where we'd all buy a box, bring in a box of cereal,
Yeah.
and then like we'd all like just have cereals. If there was cereal you wanted to try, you could try it. If someone had, where we'd have like 15 different boxes of cereal. It was great.
Oh, cool. Oh, so we just heard a really cool cue from Goldsmith when they see the neighbor for the very first time.
Right.
Very ominous, very creepy. It's great. And I should also mention that this film was filmed entirely at Universal Studios.
Yep. This is back. This backlots in a lot of movies, especially Dante movies.
Yeah.
They call this Colonial Street, and it's the backlot for this Mayfield Place cul-de-sac. They actually used the set for Dragnet, also starring Hanks.
Yep.
And it was actually set, which it was going to be used for the new Leave It to Beaver back in the 80s.
Oh.
And Gremlin, and of course Gremlins.
Mm-hmm. Now, was the main street in the first Gremlins the same as Hill Valley?
Yes, it was.
Wasn't it?
Yep, you can see the clock tower in the background too.
Perfect. And James Spencer was brought on. He's a veteran of Poltergeist and Gremlins, and he thought he could turn the street into the neighborhood that they needed that period of time.
666.
The classic 666.
Yeah. Number of the beast. Great physical comedy, Matt. I know you're a fan.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And they also used Colonial Street for Desperate Housewives a few
Oh really?
decades later.
Never watched it. No,
Yeah.
I knew of it, but didn't watch it.
Either, but
Yeah, no, never got into it.
it looks like it'd be perfect for that. I'll have to look for Rumsfeld mailbox, see if they still live there.
Oh, and also one of the
wearing
houses.
a Batman shirt under his mesh shirt,
Yep.
and it's like the Batman like 1930s logo.
Right, because this wasn't. This was filmed in '88. It was released in '89. So,
Early 1989.
Right. So I don't think it was. It was like right before Batmania in the Tim Burton.
This was just like 4 months before Batman came out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, so it's that infamous logo that you always see from like the '89 Batman, which was on every shirt. It's like surprising to see like such an old fashioned logo.
And actually, Dante uses the Batman logo again a year later in a scene in Gremlins 2 in the new batch.
Nope.
And then fast forward like nearly 30 years later, he's directing DC television shows for the CW.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, one of the houses on Colonial Street was used as the Munsters house back in the 60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that Rob Zombie's going to be making a Munsters movie.
Oh, that's gonna be weird.
I did hear that, and I'm not looking forward to seeing it.
On one hand, I mean, if he's going to make it like a straight up family comedy, that could be interesting.
Yeah,
if it's gonna be zombie being zombie, then I'm not interested.
I don't need Herman to like walk around being like, "Fuck this bitch! I'm gonna fight you." Oh, let me suck your dick.
He's already got his wife casted as Lily, so that's kind of a red
course.
flag.
I mean,
Is this a movie
like,
or a show?
And I was like, oh, too bad Sid Haig died. He would have been a great grandpa.
Yeah.
Is this
Actually,
going
no,
to be?
he would
Is
have
it the movie or a series?
a movie.
Okay, I could see Tim Burton doing it, but he's already doing the Wednesday show for the Addams Family character. Wednesday.
Yeah, and he probably just ruined it like he did with Dark Shadows.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Where he just like,
I feel
like if he tried to make a serious Dark Shadows movie, it probably would have been cool. Instead, he turned into a goddamn joke.
Mhm.
I'd say between Dark Shadows and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Alice in Wonderland, I've kind of gotten to a point where if it seems like Tim Burton would be perfect for it, he really isn't.
Yeah, well, it's like what, because it's like when you think about like all of his old movies, the ones that are good, they're all either original concepts or like, once he started doing popular culture, like Planet of the Apes, Sleepy Hollow, it was like.
Well, actually, Sleepy Hollow. I thought Sleepy Hollow was pretty good.
Sleepy. I think Sleepy Hollow is one
Hollow
of
is
the
beautiful.
best decent films.
I have issues with the screenplay because it's like you're taking one of the greatest stories ever and you're changing the story.
But
like,
visually, great. It's a great film.
Visually, it's amazing.
Right.
I mean, but you could say that about any of his movies.
True.
It's always visually amazing. But yeah, once he works on like, I mean, obviously besides Batman, but like, once when he works on like other properties, it's like.
Yeah.
I think honestly, when it comes to like adaptation, his works where he was adaptations, I think Batman, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and Mars Attacks were the exceptions.
Yeah,
Mars Attacks is a lot of fun.
Well, Mars Attacks is great because it's like you don't have like a work to base it off of. It's just like art,
imagery. Yeah,
it's imagery, and the fact that he gets like this like niche 1950s because it was great because he did Ed Wood, which was perfect. And then he kind of made his own Ed Wood movie. It was great,
Yeah.
It's great. Big Fish was great.
Yeah.
But it's not like a product. It's not
an IP.
I say Big Fish is his last great film.
I really enjoyed Big Eyes.
Big Eyes was decent. It was a weird story for Tim Burton to tackle, but I can understand why he did it.
I was glad he did it because it was nice for him to like kind of like reset like kind of like, all right, let's take it down to like 0.
So here we have Hanks. This is 1989, same year as Turner and Hooch. I think when this film was released, he had just been nominated for an Oscar for Big. So at this point, Hanks is a movie star. He is a superstar at this point. And
he's on his way to film the 3 lowest grossing films of his career.
Yeah.
On Fire, The Vanities, Joe versus Volcano,
and The Burbs.
Yeah.
With Turner and Hooch being the one break between
the Disney movie.
It's a strange time for Hanks, but I'm a fan. I actually haven't seen all of Bonfire to Vanities. I think I shut it halfway through.
I haven't seen it since it came out. Like it's a movie I've never revisited. I wonder if I'd like it more as an adult.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Tom Wolfe.
I'll find out.
Tom Wolfe wrote the screenplay, I think, or it's based on a book by him.
This is also like the last good Corey Feldman role.
I don't know. I would say Corey Feldman's last good role was
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. But that was voice. That was voice work.
I guess like as a human being.
His last good live action, his last good physical role.
He did Ninja Turtles the following year.
Yeah.
And in '91, wasn't he like fired from the sequel?
Well, he was in rehab when the second one. He was in rehab when the second one was made, which is why he didn't come back.
I thought that they fired him because he was using.
I mean, I know he had a drug problem, but I know that he was in rehab around the time the second one was in production.
Oh, so this serial here, Freakies, is that a pop culture reference, or is it just a
I assume it's a total Joe Dante creation.
Well, actually,
Oh, and I looked up this actress. She has not really made much. She actually stopped acting in 1993. So I don't know what happened.
I
You
mean,
should stop this
this
movie.
girl is basically a bit part. Is basically a bit part anyway. So
No. Well, she's got some lines, so it's pretty good. It's crazy. So this is only 4 years after Goonies, and he's like really maturing.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, even 2 years. He was 2 years removed. He was 2 years removed from Lost Boys, and his voice has already changed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, he had such a great young career.
Yeah,
Like when you think of
Right.
like
he peaked way too early.
he's in so many of my favorite movies.
Same here. Like he's not one of my favorite actors, but he's in so many movies I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you got Gremlins, Stand By Me,
License to Drive.
like, it's
Friday
like,
the 13th Part 4.
Right.
yeah,
He's 5 as well.
Lost Boys,
Boys.
you know,
Stand by Me.
yeah,
The Burbs and Ninja Turtles.
yeah. And
Dream,
then,
Dream.
he had, License to Drive. He had,
That's a great one. I love that
I
movie.
love that movie.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Might have to
Uh,
comment
On that,
for that.
yeah. Actually, speaking of license, I will say Heather Graham has not. Heather Graham must be a vampire or something because she has not aged in 30-something years.
Yeah, right.
It looks good. Yeah. Have you guys watched the I forget what channel it was, a reality show, The Two Coreys?
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
watched the whole thing. Yeah.
How
was on
was that?
TV.
Is that worth checking out?
I would
It
not.
has its moments.
Mm,
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of where that's real. I feel like that was around where Corey Haim was.
Oh yeah, he was because the whole thing is the last season they did, which was pretty much right before Corey died. Not Feldman obviously because he's still alive, but Haim, it's they were doing that sequel to Lost Boys,
okay.
and they both had to audition for their roles
Hmm.
in the sequel,
Right.
and they made Corey Feldman tell Corey Haim that Corey Haim didn't get the part, but Corey Feldman got the part,
Which is bullshit.
which is like, so they like, and he was like living with Corey Feldman and his wife because he was on like really bad times, addicted to heroin, like, and it caused a lot of fighting because he started to get jealous of Feldman starting to get more work. And it was just it got really uncomfortable in that last scene. And there's like one scene where they're like fighting at a diner, and Corey Haim's just like, "Your friend raped me, and you just watched," or like what, like, and it's like, oh, which we later found out was Charlie Sheen. What up?
I don't know. I heard. No, I heard it was the guy from Friday the 13th Part 5 that got axed to death at the beginning of the movie.
Really?
Yeah. Oh God. What's his face? Victor. 13. Yeah, I'm trying to think of that actor's name. He just passed away a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Dominic
Everybody assumed it was Michael Jackson.
It was Dominic Brassia. That was his name. That's who he said did it.
Huh.
It's crazy.
She looks a little like Laura Dern. Just a little.
Mm.
Mixed with Meryl Streep. Weird. Oh, and Courtney Gaines, of course, we all know from Back to the Future.
Yep.
Or Can't Buy Me Love. You shit on my house, or Children of the Corn.
Oh God, what else? I'm trying to think what else have I seen him in?
He's not very active these days, is he?
No, he's still acting. His last
a lot of TV shows. I think he directs also.
His last role was in 2019.
Okay. Just nothing really.
I've definitely seen him in a bunch of things, but like,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
just
Can't Buy Me Love and this are like two of my all-time favorite movies.
But yeah, he hasn't got anything as notable as this or Back to the Future or Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah.
Last 30-something years.
Scram McFly. And so the film opened at number 1 with $11 million in its opening weekend, February of 1989. And overall in the US, the film made $36 million and $49 million worldwide. It's not bad. And Roger Ebert said that the film tries to position itself somewhere between Beetlejuice and The Twilight Zone, but it lacks the dementia of the first and the wicked intelligence of the second, and turns instead into a long, shaggy dog story.
No.
Yeah, I love it.
I think it's a very off base review.
I guess it ages well. I don't know. Something about it. But I loved this back in the 90s. So
yeah, I mean, I saw this in the theater when it came out. I loved the hell out of it. And it did. I've rewatched this movie so many times.
Yeah. Forrest, what was your first experience like?
I'll admit, I actually did not see that. This is actually one I didn't see until I was an adult.
Mm. Oh, nice. Interesting. Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. Like a lot, because there's a lot of movies that people see as kids, that if you didn't see them as kids, you probably don't like them as adults.
Right.
Which I know it's the Goonies and Home Alone and Hooker.
Oh yeah, my girlfriend didn't see it until she was an adult. She's like, I don't get it. I don't like it.
Yeah, those are titles that come up when it comes to like movies that you have to have seen as a kid to enjoy. But strangely, there's some movies that I didn't see until I was an adult that I actually enjoy, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this is one that, like, it doesn't matter what age you are. You see this movie, you're gonna love it.
Yeah,
you're not crazy because it's so good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so good on every level.
Yeah. Plus, I'd already seen several times. So, I mean, actually, I forgot. I think it was just the combination of Hanks and Dante that caught my attention when I first saw this.
Yeah.
Dick Miller.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
There it is.
And Robert Picardo, who I interviewed a few months ago. Awesome guy. That was fun. Miller sadly passed away, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And this man was like in like over 100 movies, I think.
Yeah.
Every Dante movie.
Yeah.
Every Dante film.
Piranha, Gremlin. I mean, he was a main character. Gremlins.
Remember Chopping?
Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah.
Chopping Mall is one of my favorite.
Yes. Love him in Chopping Mall.
That's a fun one.
And Gremlins, of course. Damn Foreign Cause.
Yeah. Murray Futterman, right?
Murray Futterman. I should have gotten a Zenith.
I love that. Picardo just dumping it out. What are you doing?
But I think Picardo's best work was as the cowboy in Inner Space.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. Oh, Jack. It's me.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, other than the Star Wars films, I can't think of a decent Carrie Fisher role.
Blues Brothers.
Okay.
Which one?
Blues Brothers.
Yes, Blues Brothers.
Does she play like a psychotic like girlfriend or something?
Yep.
Yes.
Like Bazooka or something?
Jake's ex. So Blues Brothers. I would go. I mean, well, okay. So this was not a beloved movie, but it's one of those ones that if you saw it as a kid, you probably enjoyed it. Drop Dead Fred. She's got that one.
Oh yeah, I love Drop Dead Fred.
And we mentioned earlier, The Man with One Red Shoe. I'm a big fan of that one. That might be one of Hank's most underrated films.
That's probably my least favorite Hanks film.
Really?
Maybe.
Same year as my least favorite, Volunteers.
Which I love.
Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah.
1985 was an interesting year. I was born, and we had 2 Hanks films.
Yep. 2 Hanks films.
Actually, 3, I think. Bachelor Party was either 85 or 84.
84.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, she's in When Harry Met Sally also.
Small part, yep.
Yep, small part. I forgot about that.
She dates Bruno Kirby.
Yep. And also,
And here we have a very sexy Wendy Schaal, who was also in Inner Space, and she played Phil Hartman's wife in Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers, yes.
Very attractive lady. You don't really see her these days. She never really like made it, you know.
I mean, she's always been more of a character. She's always been more of a character actress.
Yeah, I'd call her like a B movie actress.
I'm trying to go, but no, I think she's still, because I think she still pops up in movies.
Yeah, here and there, but you know.
I'm just trying to look. Okay, let's see. I mean, okay, she's got a recurring role. Okay, so she's actually been since 2005. She's been the voice of Francine Smith on American Dad.
Oh my God, it's her! I had no idea.
I love the pins on Robert Picardo's garbage man.
Yeah, so Seth MacFarlane's been giving her steady work.
Voice work, okay.
Yep.
Good for her. Good. That's good.
Yep, she's also appeared on The X-Files, Friends, Star Trek Voyager.
With Picardo.
Murder, She Wrote.
Mostly TV?
Yeah. Her last film role was in 2006.
Okay, it's a while. I'm glad they went with Hanks, you know, because he is my favorite actor. But I would have even seen Dennis Quaid because of the Inner Space Connection.
Right.
You know, he's also kind of an everyman. He's more of an action hero everyman, but I'm happy with Hanks.
Yeah, it's the kind of role it's just really perfectly suited for him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you could say about most roles.
Right.
Oh, and there's a picture on that like mantle or table of the actor who plays Walter, the old man, and Lucille Ball. I believe they might have worked together.
By the way, that dog, Wendy Schall's dog.
Yeah.
Same dog as Silence of the Lambs and Batman Returns.
Oh wow!
Oh, with the Batarang, right?
Yes, and also the pink poodle in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Not the same exact dog, right? Or just
same exact dog.
Really?
Yeah, her name was Darla. She passed away after Batman Returns was completed.
Oh, wow!
Just months after Batman Returns. Actually, just months after Batman Returns wrapped, she passed away.
Wow, that's great trivia. I was on IMDb like all afternoon today, and I did not see that bit of information. Forrest, where did you find that one?
Oh God, I think I was just oh man, I think I was looking. I think I was it was actually because the dog has an IMDb page. Her name was Darla, just Darla.
Right. Just Darla. I like it.
Yeah.
So cute.
But yeah, he was most famous. He played Mr. Mooney, Lucy's boss.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a picture of that of him and Lucille Ball on like a table at the TV stand or whatever. And here we have brother Theodore, who plays Uncle Ruben. He was an actor, comedian. He had a one-man show in New York City. And I think Joe Dante caught that show or heard about it and was like, this guy's perfect. Let's cast him.
Man, he must have been really good friends with Lucy. Because he was in every single one of her shows. Not I Love Lucy, but like the following, the
Lucy Show.
She did the Lucy Show in the 60s. Here's Lucy in the 70s. And then Life with Lucy in the 80s. He was in all of them.
He was an actor, or was he like more of a producer?
Yeah, he was an actor.
Nice.
But yeah, most notable for Mr. Mooney, her boss on the Lucy Show.
I love it.
And he was also, I would say his most famous role was as Mr. Wilson on Dennis the Menace.
Wait, the original test. Wait,
the one with Jay North.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
I would say the original Mr. Wilson, because I remember that Mr. Wilson in that series, or at least
Yeah, he was the second Mr. Wilson because there was the one with the glasses.
Yes, that's the one I remember.
Face. He was the first one, and then he died. And then
that's the one that I remember.
For like the last 2 seasons or whatever.
And Gail Gordon took over. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, and I think some of this film was during the writer's strike back in like '88.
Yes.
So there was like a lot of improvisation on set because some issues with the script.
Well, it's a good cast for doing it with.
Yeah.
I mean.
You know, she was good looking, Carrie Fisher. She was,
oh yeah, I agree. No, I remember watching. I remember like watching Blues Brothers, and obviously, in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars, that's a given. But I remember like watching the Blues Brothers and thinking, "Wow, she looks beautiful."
Yeah. That's when she got engaged to Dan Aykroyd.
Cool. But towards the end, sadly, she declined.
Yeah.
But she left behind a pretty good legacy. I mean, come on, Leia. The metal bikini.
Yep. That made many boys to men.
Oh, and I love these movies. He's flipping through the channels, and they're all like these horrible horror movies. Exorcist.
What was that first one though? The one with the Richard Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Well, that's coming up here, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I couldn't find it. I recently I got that the Discount Cemetery makes the T-shirt of it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre style shirt with Tom Hanks with the chainsaw.
Nice.
It's the Burbs. It's awesome.
Wait,
I was gonna wear it on the show, but it's somewhere. I have too many T-shirts.
Wait, where did you get this shirt? I think I need to.
Discount Cemetery is the company that makes it.
Noted.
It's awesome. It's an incredible shirt.
I love it. I love it. They also used some of the exterior shots from some of the houses in Quantum Leap.
Oh, wow.
Was Robert Picardo on that show too?
Not sure. Probably. He did a ton of TV. Still does a ton of. Oh, and Forrest, did you mention that Darla was in Silence of the Lambs?
Yes, she was Buffalo Bill's dog. Yep, Dottie's dog in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Buffalo Bill's dog in Silence of the Lambs, and the Poodle Lady's dog, of course, in Batman Returns. And then this movie.
Now, this is weird. So apparently at the time the movie was being filmed, Corey Feldman and Michael Jackson were close friends. While Jackson did not visit the set, his famed chimpanzee Bubbles was a frequent guest and had to be confined to Feldman's trailer during filming. Feldman would return to his trailer to find that the chimp had spread feces around the interior. Joe Dante eventually banned Bubbles from the set.
Oh God.
Bubbles would just show up like, "Yo, I want to come watch." Mr. Rogers, who Tom Hanks would go on to play.
30 years later.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
Apparently, this was actually apparently Wendy Shaw. Some ring here. Wendy Shaw said she got her job on American Dad because Seth MacFarlane was a huge fan of this movie.
Huh.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And Robert Picardo was in, I think, an episode or a few episodes of The Orville, also by McFarlane.
Yep.
And Corey Feldman had he had an appointment to see Joe Dante right after filming Dream a Little Dream. So he wasn't really dressed professionally, but Dante was like, "This is perfect. You look great, kid. You're in the movie."
Yeah, in his Michael Jackson face.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Dream a Little Dream and Rock and Roll High School Forever. Where it's like he just dressed like Michael Jackson. I'll just wear whatever Michael's wearing.
And now he's got his Corey's Angels.
Oh, and I got the name of the first movie that Hanks was watching on the TV. It's called Race with the Devil from 1975.
Race with the Devil.
Yeah. And apparently Hanks and Rick Duckerman did not get along during filming, but they kept it professional anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, Race with the Devil. Wasn't that in an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000?
I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah. I could see that for sure. So according to Dante, Hanks was hesitant to do the movie because it was the first time he was playing a dad. Hanks was concerned that this would prevent him from returning to the types of roles on which he had built his career upon at that point. But Dante said that Hanks was willing to go along with it.
And he didn't get typecast as his dad until much later.
Yeah.
Actually, he's very rarely ever played a dad.
Definitely not in the 80s.
No.
Yeah. Which is interesting because he already had kids by the time his film career took off.
He had Colin in like the late 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apollo 13, he was a father.
Yes.
Forrest
Gump.
Later, yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! No, I'm kidding.
Spoiler alert! For those of you who haven't seen Forrest Gump,
so Forrest Gump, Apollo 13. I'm sure where else he's played. Where else he's had dad roles.
Interesting. Road to Perdition.
Yes, Road to Perdition, and
Green Mile, I think, right?
Did they say he had kids in that movie? I don't know if he had kids in that movie.
I think he was just married in Green Mile.
He plays his own son's father in The Great Buck Howard.
That's
plays Colin's dad.
That's an underrated film too. Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
John Malkovich, great.
That was I showed that for Gold Cafe with the amazing Kreskin in person.
Cool. That's a good evening right there.
Yeah. And there were like 7 people there.
Oh man.
And
I was like, but Kreskin was great. He was super cool. He did like tricks for people or whatever. I'm sorry, they're not magic. They're I forgot what he calls them. They're not
illusions, Michael. Illusion.
Like feats or something like that.
All right.
But yeah, it was great. It was a good time. And I was like, it was funny because it was also I realized like, oh man, I'm the half the people, I'd be like, I book Amazing Kreskin. Everyone's like, I don't know who that is. And I was like, I'm too old. I'm like, I used to see him on Carson all the time when I was a kid. So I was like super excited.
Wow. Yeah, he does a lot of Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
So silly.
Just litter. The guy's litter bug. The guy's litter bug.
You guys a litter bug. Just some litter. No, Toronto.
See, Hanks would never do this type of physical comedy these days. I mean, he might. I don't know, but I don't see it happening in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. I don't, it's definitely. I can't remember the last time he did like a decent amount of like physical comedy.
Right.
There's some in Lady Killers.
Some in
But not a lot.
the Terminal has a little bit.
Yeah, it's very subtle. It's like, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he'll get back into it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yep.
Just reunite with Joe Dante for something fun.
Yeah.
Well, Hollywood would need to let Joe Dante do something other than television. Well, other than television these days. That's where he's been for like the last 7 years.
So apparently, Hanks was very confused about Wendy Shaw's performance in the film, according to her. She also stated that in the note he'd wrote her when he gave her a gift of sunglasses, he wrote, "I still don't get what you were doing. It was great working with you." It's weird.
I love this. So much. Just people just keep falling into this porch. And it's like, it's amazing, like how just like awful they make Courtney Gaines look in this movie.
Right?
It's like, oh, like
There's leaves in the brownies. I love it. And so apparently this set was very close to the Universal Studios tour, and you could hear like sounds from the distance in some of the scenes. Like the Jaws the ride, you could hear someone saying, yelling help. It's weird.
I think Elvira, Mistress of the Dark was filmed here too.
You know, I think you're right. Yeah, Corey Feldman's house in the movie was actually the Munsters' house. Interesting.
Bruce Dern is so good in this movie. I mean, everyone's so good, but
He's an actor that I unfortunately have not followed too closely. Yeah, I know. I need to see some of his older stuff.
Gil Gordon or
yeah,
Dern.
Oh, Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
He's one of those actors who just pops up. Who I feel like he's one of those actors who pretty much pops up, who could pop up in any movie or TV show at any given moment.
Yeah, and I mean, even his more recent stuff like Nebraska, what a great movie.
Or Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh yeah,
He had such a small role in that. I wanted so much more of him. Let's see. Oh, Hateful Eight. He was fantastic.
yeah,
Did he win the Oscar for Nebraska?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I just love that he's tearing their wallet. Like it's like
It's such a big piece.
Sure was.
Yeah, I just can't do anything.
Now we're gonna have the famous sardine and pretzel combination.
oh yeah.
Which does not sound that horrible. I would totally eat that.
It's too salty.
Yeah, true. Make sure you have some soda. There's a bug on it.
And just the way that he eats it is
Yeah.
like classic, like Hank's, like
And the sound effects are great too.
yeah.
Like slime and crunchiness.
It's like, I don't know what's funnier, the faces he makes or the looks on everyone else's faces. Like it's so perfect. Oh.
It's perfect. What the hell am I doing?
Oh,
Oh, man.
that's scooch.
It's so great. So good. So good.
It looks like she's about to throw up, like in real life.
What is that, spotted? What is that, spotted? No. No.
Tuh.
Attention scale.
It's about a 9 on the Let's see. Mhm. It's a weird reaction, but it works. Because is he like blowing his nose or is he throwing up? Or both?
What's going on? Living here in the house. Living here in the house. This is the smart family. We, the young boy, remember?
So the writer's strike lasted 6 months while this film was in production. This film and Fletch Lives were the only movies filming at Universal Backlot during April to June of 1988, in which many of the cast and crew described as a ghost town.
Wow.
Say, how is the drainage on your property? I know when it drains it. I know when it basically just floods right over.
Courtney Gaines was hired immediately after meeting with Dante for the part of Hans without having to audition.
I mean, he does have that look. He did have that look
Yeah.
of someone who'd cause trouble.
He was, him and Children of the Corn. That's all you needed to know.
Yep. Or Back to the Future.
Yeah. Although it's funny because I guess the most recent film he was in, or whatever, Can't Buy Me Love, he just plays a dork,
Hmm.
like just a total dork in the movie. So it's like interesting.
He's got like a nerdy villain look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if he were a young person now, he'd be a Redditor. He'd be a Redditor. Or his character would be a Redditor.
He's got like a nerdier Eric Stoltz look to him. Oh, Henry Gibson from Nashville, and also he was Martin Short's boss in Inner Space.
Yep.
Supermarket. He was also in Gremlins too. He gets fired in a scene for smoking on the job.
Yep.
So Feldman had some drug issues, personal issues during this time, but Wendy Shaw and Carrie Fisher acted as his counselors during filming to help get him out of the trouble.
Well, if anyone can help with that, it's definitely Carrie Fisher, man. She's got books about it,
True.
Yeah. She went through a lot.
Yeah.
What ages did she have issues? Was it early or later?
Recurring thing, yeah.
Early?
I think it was pretty early on.
Interesting.
And yeah, she continued to go through some on and off again.
I love how they have
famous parents, I guess.
They've got like 10 candles burning all at once.
Yeah.
Such a hazard.
It's just like
Your substitute, probably poison, right? Oh, and this painting is actually supposed to be from the perspective of a patient being like cut open. So,
Indeed. Tomorrow we must also to the university to discuss. Yes, no.
We're just getting to know you.
Shows who?
and so throughout the whole movie, none of the characters really, none of their occupations are revealed, except for Bruce Dern, who apparently is an arms dealer. Well, that's what Hanks says early on, but it's never confirmed.
The old man next door.
Oh my God.
Yes. And this is the first major studio picture directed by Dante, which was not predominantly in the science fiction or horror genres.
There's still a lot. There's still a horror influence over this one.
There's like horror undertones, but yeah, it's not like predominantly that horror-esque. The Great Dane just pops out of the.
You keep a horse in the basement?
Oh God.
I feel like I was just calling those things horses the other day.
You were?
Why were we talking about that? What were we watching when it was in Joe versus Volcano?
Yeah, there was a dog outside the store.
Yeah, and I was talking about big dog, yeah.
That's weird.
So the giant horse dogs appear in and then
it was after the doctor's office visit, and he sees the dog out on the sidewalk. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And then he did Turner and Hooch. There's so many dogs going on.
Many dogs in this.
There's 3 different dogs in this movie.
That's true.
3 main dog characters.
And there's a lot more in Turner and Hooch, that's for sure.
Yeah, your Disney Plus is going to make a series out of Turner and Hooch
I heard about that.
with Josh Peck in the role.
Josh Peck. I have to look him up.
He had a show on Nickelodeon called Drake and Josh.
Okay. Let me see if
And he was also the voice of Casey Jones in the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series.
Oh, I've seen him. I don't know. He looks like too much of a pretty boy to be a Hanks replacement.
It's funny because he used to be a chubby. Because I remember he used to be a chubby. He always get cast as the chubby kid in movies and shows.
I don't know how I feel about this, but oh yeah, I remember him as a chubby kid. Yeah, he was funny. I've seen a Marvel. I see like a lot of pictures of like a Marvel premiere, like a Captain Marvel premiere and an Avengers premiere.
Does he have any Marvel ties?
Just a minute.
Are they going to use a real dog or is it going to be CGI?
No idea. No, he doesn't have any. No, he doesn't have any Marvel ties.
Okay.
But he did spend a good chunk of his career at
Is he
Nickelodeon.
married to someone who's in a Marvel project?
Yeah, maybe.
Totally pussy whipped or what? Why don't you just take your ball out of your wife's purse?
Let's see. Bruce Dern, I'm just curious, 84 years old. So he would have been about 53 here.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Larry David, actually. I've been watching a lot of Curb, so.
Where did you get this? Where did you get this? What's the gun? I found it wedged between a bunch of magazines. We're dressed, okay? We're dressed, okay?
Oh, interesting. Dante considered Oscar winner Georges Delerue to write the score. He actually did the score to Joe versus Volcano.
Yep.
But Jerry Goldsmith eventually took the assignment.
What do we do now?
And it is believed that the phrase pizza dude became widely used because of this movie, because of Corey Feldman.
Pizza dude.
Pizza dude. I'm pretty sure he said that in Ninja Turtles, right, Forrest?
No, Michelangelo said that.
Okay. I thought, Feldman was he Donatello?
Ellen was Donatello. Robbie Rist, aka Cousin Oliver, was Michelangelo.
Gotcha. Such a great score. Oh,
Yep.
very different from what he's done previously, except for The Omen, which he won an Oscar for, I think in 1977. It's scary, but at the same time comical. It's just a great balance.
Yeah.
Well, any score that involves like pipe organ and shit is great. I just love the sound of it. You know.
Yeah.
That eerie tone.
A couple years ago, they actually released the vinyl for the score.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the complete score.
Yeah, I love those extended ones. I picked up the extended score of Scrooged when that came out.
Nice.
They're so expensive though, like because they're so limited.
It's like $30, right?
Yeah, it's like, and then like if you don't get it within like the first like 5 months it's out, they skyrocket to 100. Like they'll be like $100, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, you gotta get your
They're so limited.
Yeah, there's a score Goldsmith did in 1983 called Under Fire.
Mhm.
It was a Nick Nolte, Gene Hackman, Ed Harris movie.
Yeah.
And I think they're like now, like if it's mint and packaged, factory sealed, it's like a couple of $100 easily. So it's a
Yeah.
great score, but I don't think it's worth that much. But
So that's the Munsters house, eh?
this Corey Feldman's, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Now I've got the theme in my head.
I was always more of an Addams Family kid.
I think it was more Monsters.
I watched both of them on Nick at Night, but I definitely lean more towards the Addams Family.
Yeah, I definitely say I like the Addams Family more, but I like both. Definitely.
Yeah, they both have their charms.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Al Lewis.
I mean, there's room for two ghoulish families who live in Gothic mansions in the suburbs.
In the early 60s, sure.
Yeah.
Same exact time. No competition.
But if it's Fred Gwynn and Al Lewis, I prefer Car 54. Where are you?
Oh man, that's
I
a
never
show.
saw that show.
My dad
love the show. I actually I took it out of the library recently and rewatched it. It's so good.
My dad always mentions that show, and I'm like, what makes this show so great?
I just know that it was turned into a horrible movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen the movie, but
yeah, I heard it was like really atrocious.
Yeah.
It was in the IMDb. It was in the, I don't know if it's still on there, but I remember it was in the IMDb bottom 100 for a long time.
Wow. It's on my to view list. Oh, he was also in Groundhog Day. I just remembered.
Yeah.
Tuckerman.
Yep. Yeah, he was in Groundhog Day as Gus. Also, Tom Noonan's agent in Last Action Hero.
Right. I guess he gets killed in an off-camera scene.
Yep.
Yeah. Did a lot of character roles, 80s and 90s.
Also appeared in quite a few Pauly Shore movies. Encino Man, Jury Duty, Pauly Shore is Dead.
Isn't it Pauly Shore is not dead?
Or no, it's Pauly Shore is Dead.
Is dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Does not need a gun at all.
Paint your goddamn house.
Oh, and Bruce Stern would sort of like reprise the militaristic role in Small Soldiers as the voice of one of the soldiers.
One of the commandos, yeah.
Commando Elite, yes.
Yep, I had a few of those. I think I might still have a few, but I remember collecting the action figures when they came out.
I had oh shit, what was Tommy Lee Jones?
Chip Hazard, yes, I had Chip Hazard.
And Archer.
Archer, who was voiced by Frank Langella.
One of the emissary of the Gorgonauts.
Right. But okay, as for his Small Soldiers, he was the voice of Link Static.
Okay. Awesome.
Why don't we go check the house? Probably not cooler.
The Commando Elite were voiced by cast members of the Dirty Dozen, while the Gorgonites were voiced by cast members of This is Spinal Tap.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Interesting rivalry there.
Harry Shearer was one of them, right?
Harry Shearer, Michael McKean, and Christopher Guest.
Wow, that's some voice cast.
He's got his all
I
his.
love that he has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Also.
And I love the camera angle. It's like kind
Yeah.
of tilted, very
Yep.
Joe Dante.
Yep.
It's great. He did a movie in '93 called Matinee with John
Oh
Good.
yeah, John Goodman.
Pretty good movie. It's a
I
nice,
like that one a lot. Yeah.
nice homage to like '50s cinema. You know, that
Yeah.
whole time period. He did that. Then 5 years later was Small Soldiers, and then another 5 years after that is Looney Tunes in Action. I need to rewatch that because I don't know. I saw it when it first came out in theaters, and I was totally let down. It was garbage, right? I'm not alone here, right?
Oh,
I have not seen. I have never watched that whole movie. I know Roger Corman had a cameo in it,
Okay.
along with the 1989 Batmobile.
Yep.
I love that he's eating the little Barnum Valley animal crackers.
Yep. And he bites the head off of the. You have to. That's
Yeah, but yeah, I think with Looney Tunes Back in Action, I just remember seeing previews for it, and back then something just set me off. Like this is not something that I'm going to be in a hurry to see.
I was like, oh man, it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2. How bad? You know, this is going to
like,
be.
oh, Brandon Fraser and Steve
Jenna
Martin,
Elfman.
like
Yeah, and Goldberg.
Yeah, and Jenna Elfman, who I never really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of Brendan Fraser's last like starring roles, I think. Like
One of his last mainstream roles.
Right.
Monkey Bone.
That was 2 years prior.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it was before. And then he did the third Mummy, Curse of the Dragon.
He did after Looney Tunes Back in Action. He did Crash.
Okay.
And Journey to the Center of the Earth, and then the third Mummy movie.
And that's like what killed his career, basically.
I think. Well, I feel like with the third Mummy, I think the timing killed it. I mean, it came out the same summer. It came out like a couple weeks after Dark Knight. Plus, like it was just so far removed from the first two.
Yeah.
That audiences didn't care anymore.
So sad.
I'm glad that he's back doing stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love him on Doom Patrol as Robot Man. It's so good. And he was a dick prison guard on The Affair on Showtime.
I loved his early stuff, like from
Yeah.
the 90s, like With Honors.
Airheads.
Encino Man's pretty good.
I never saw Encino Man.
It's a fun one. But I think his best movies are probably With Honors and Blast from the Past.
Oh,
I would say Airheads, Blast from the Past, and George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle is fun. I actually interviewed the actor who replaced him in the sequel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was he? What movie was he doing at the time?
Some like small thriller, I think. I don't even remember the name of it, but his name's Chris Showerman,
Okay.
and he's a really nice guy. So, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, but With Honors though is one of those movies I had. It's one of those anytime it was on, I'd watch it.
And sob like
And
uncontrollable.
it's funny because it's like one of those. I have a VHS of it at the store, and I'm always like looking at it, and I'm like, I gotta watch that movie again.
So Matt, with the store, do you have like a big screen TV set up and like a
No. We have. It was actually funny. We have a Sony Watchman hooked up to a VCR, so it's playing on a little tiny black and white Watchman screen.
I did have a Watchman as a kid.
Yeah.
I never got reception on it. It was like, yours is probably a lot better than mine.
Well, you can't get reception anymore because there's no TV anymore.
I mean, my aunt had one, and it was I could barely get a signal on it.
Yeah.
It took like 19 batteries and
I think this one takes. I think this model's from like 84 or 5. It takes, I think, 8 AA batteries, which is like so insane.
Oh, I love how the garbage is still on the street.
Mm-hmm.
They just drove over it.
I could buy a cell phone for as much money as it costs me to buy a pack of batteries for that thing.
I don't even remember the last time I bought batteries. Probably for a remote control.
I bought some the other day for my label maker.
So is it like a mix of VHS and DVD at the store?
I got VHS, DVD, Blu-ray,
Mm.
CDs, comics.
Laserdisc.
No, I don't have any Laserdisc.
Well, we do know someone who does have quite a collection, Mr. Jared Albert. He
I had a good amount back when I had a Laserdisc player.
Nice.
I think my brother took most of them with him.
Wasn't there a format between Laserdisc and DVD, like video CD?
Well, the video disc is earlier.
That's earlier.
Pre-Laserdisc.
Okay. Because I remember seeing those in like Suncoast Motion Picture Company or whatever. It was like
Suncoast Video. I remember that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember that? That was
there's actually a Suncoast at the Monmouth Mall.
Monmouth Mall.
Yeah, in Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey.
Wait, there still is?
Yeah, there still is.
I have to go right now.
I know. I want to make a whole road trip of it. Go check out the last Suncoast. Well, it's not the last one, but it's one of the last Suncoasts.
Yeah, I had no idea they were still in Brisbane.
Yeah. There's like one. Yeah, there's one in Jersey, one in Ohio, one in Oregon.
Oh, so there's a few still in existence.
Yes.
At least one of them is in Jersey. At least that's not far from us.
Yeah.
I wonder how close my brother lives to that. Now that he lives in Jersey.
Well,
I want to head out to Jersey one day. Just make a trek out to Jersey to go there and the Quick Stop.
Yeah.
No.
And Silent Bob's Secret Stash.
I thought they were gone, just like the Warner Brothers Studio store was totally extinct.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But no, there's still some Suncoasts left.
That is great to know.
I want to make a trek out to Jersey one day and check it out.
Well, if you have room in the car, I would love to join.
Oh, for sure. We'll make it a whole day trip. We'll go. The last one of the last Sun Coast on the East Coast, and Quick Stop.
Okay, I love it. Oh, here's like the best scene in the movie right here. Hank's walking out of the rubble, the exploded house. Goldsmith's theme in full
Something
force.
moving in there, yeah. His eye.
And this is one of the few movies where he is like burned up, like his clothes are like burned up. Of the previous movie we did the first Tom-mentary for, the Money Pit.
Yeah.
Kind of similar wardrobe.
Yep.
Oh, and when that awning just like collapsed,
Right.
you can see it, like very like in the background, like somewhat like a string, like a rope pulling the awning down. Doggy alert. It's really great that they filmed the whole movie on just one set. I love it.
Yeah. Right.
Very cost effective.
Yeah.
And Dante compared it to filming like Alfred Hitchcock's Lifeboat, which was just in one
One location,
right.
or like 2 rooms, wasn't it?
I don't recall, but it was very limited.
Is that Tom Skerritt? I saw a mustache. I'm like, whoa, was that? That's Tom Skerritt. He's just a background actor in this for some reason.
I just want to be involved.
Is that Bill Nye Science Guy? What's he doing here too?
You know. Oh, and here we have Rance Howard,
Yeah.
Ron Howard's father, and he actually played like a priest or a minister in a scene in Apollo 13. I think because this is the first feature to be released under Imagine Entertainment,
Yeah.
co-production with Universal, and I
Right.
believe Ron Howard's, that's his company, if I'm not mistaken, or he's involved with it.
He's one of the founders. He's a co-founder
Right.
and chairman.
So he threw his father in. Why not? the famous Hank's yell.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything to us. And Matt, what was it like seeing this in the theater?
It's so enjoyable. It's so good. Yeah, I feel like I saw like almost all of like those classic Hanks movies in theaters. It was a good time to be young.
Right?
I think the first Hanks movie I saw in theaters was Forrest Gump.
Wow.
Mine was Toy Story.
That was probably the last one I saw for a while. I feel like Forrest Gump was like the end of.
Yeah, well, he followed that up the year after with Apollo 13, and
Yeah,
then
I didn't go see that in the theater. I'm trying to think. I think I didn't see another Hanks movie in the theater until The Green Mile, maybe.
I think after Forrest Gump and Apollo 13, his most notable was probably, well, obviously, yeah, Toy Story, but live action, Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
I don't know if I saw that in theaters though.
I saw that twice in theaters.
Nice.
I saw it on video.
Yeah.
I definitely got the DVD. I think I had like the Dolby or the THX version, which had superior sound. That's like the ultimate movie to play to test out a sound system.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, that I saw that when it originally got released, and then when I was working at Comac Multiplex, they re-released it for the Oscars.
Hmm.
They put it back in theater, so I saw it again.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh man, I actually didn't see Forrest Gump until a couple years ago.
Hmm.
Because because I did not from the time that movie came out. I was 7 years. I
Yeah.
was 7 years old when that movie came out, and I did not hear the end of it
Yeah.
for a long time. So that kind of put me off from watching it for a long time.
That's good. Castaway was a pretty great experience in the
Yeah.
Castaway was excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah,
good-
actually Philadelphia too.
Oh, that I caught that fairly recently within the last 15 years.
Oh really? Yeah,
On
I remember
DVD.
watching. Yeah, I remember like channel surfing one time and stopped on it
Hmm.
when I was like I think I was in high school.
Yeah, That Thing You Do, I saw in theaters when I was about 11. It was like a group birthday thing, kind of like what we did the other day. And then, yeah, we went back to my friend's place. We had like a group sleepover and watched Twister. So it was sort of a double feature. That was fun. But That Thing You Do, I was not that, I wasn't like in love with it. It was Hank's first directorial effort. And the story was okay, but I don't know. I just wasn't into it. Maybe it's better now as an adult. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those ones. I guess like as a musician, it's like one of those things where it definitely spoke to me. I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, I still love that one a bunch. And it's weird to go through some of the same things as them. Like I remember the first time my band ever got played on the radio. We got played on BAB. And it's like that first time you hear your own band on the radio. It's like there's nothing like that. It's just like, and also the fact that we also when our bass player quit, we got a bassist who was older than us. So we called him the Wolfman because it was the bass player from That Thing You Do.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like some like guy in his like 50s or whatever.
Wow.
Although the guy we got to replace, our old bass player, was only like 2 years older than me, but it was just like he was like a little bit like aged out of like our like group.
Right.
I would just refer to him as the Wolfman.
Nice. Okay. Oh, and some more Goldsmith trivia. This cue was reused in Gremlins 2 the year after, in the scene in which the flying gremlin escapes from the boat and he falls into like cement. Dick Miller's like struggling. This is the same music you hear in that scene. It's weird that Goldsmith just reused the cue.
By the way, if I had to go with my favorite Goldsmith scores, I would probably say Rambo, Star Trek, or specifically Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah, great theme.
And Alien.
Which Rambo is your favorite in terms of the music?
In terms of the music, I would say the second movie. I would say the first movie is overall the best one, First Blood.
Yep.
But I think Rambo: First Blood Part 2 had the best score.
Yeah, it's the most action-packed. But my overall favorite Goldsmith score is Rudy, because it's just so triumphant, so beautiful.
And you hear it in so many movie trailers now. You've heard it in so many movie trailers since then.
You could even hear an earlier score that kind of influenced Rudy, Hoosiers, the Gene Hackman film about a basketball team in Indiana. That has a lot of electronics. Oh yeah, Pinocchio.
Best line of the movie. Hey Pinocchio, where you going?
But I could go on and on Goldsmith.
Yeah,
he was
had a
great.
very lengthy career.
Oh man, we did the documentary on the band The Seeds for Gold Cafe. The guy who directed the movie
Hmm.
runs GNC Crescendo Records,
Okay.
which put out all the scores for the Star Trek movies,
Oh wow.
and, like all the TV show ones. And he had a table of all like different releases. And I bought a whole bunch of Star Trek scores from him.
Oh
Oh,
my.
nice.
What, from like the motion picture?
Yeah, yeah, like from the like
Was it?
it was like from the TV shows, from like all the films, like
And the two James Horner ones. So there was
yeah,
Wrath of Khan.
yeah. He didn't have those because I think he only put out like the Next Generation stuff.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think the last one they did was probably Insurrection, right?
Insurrection, yeah.
And
So I
then
have that one.
wow,
I think I have all of his Star Trek scores. But I
beautiful.
was like, I gotta buy all of these.
Cool. I love it. I love it. Do you have a favorite, Matt?
Stuff choice.
Well, the motion picture is
Oh, I mean, yeah.
the first time you hear that theme, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's great. It's great. I like it more than Star Wars. I'll be honest.
I don't know. I feel like, but yeah, I think Goldsmith's Star Trek work can go toe to toe with any Star Wars.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
I think I really like the score for Search for Spock.
That's Horner. Yeah. James
Horner. Yeah. That
Wrath
one.
of Khan is a great score.
That might be my favorite Star Trek score.
Okay.
Um.
That's early Horner too. That was like
Yeah.
his first score was The Hand, I think 1979 or 80.
Oh, yeah.
He was so good too. He died tragically a few years ago,
Yeah.
but he left behind a great legacy. And here we have the wonderful end title by Goldsmith. ILM, thank you. That's sardine. I love when they used to do this, you know, the end title, showing all the cast members. You don't see that now. It's a little cheesy, but I love
like
it.
this movie, Predator. Who else? What else? I'm trying what other movies did this. John Land. I think John Landis movies did a lot too.
Oh yeah, Trading Places.
Yeah.
Great cast. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just saw George P. Wilbur, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 4 and 6.
Good eye.
He was one of the stunt people on this.
Yeah, I always look at stunt players because like so many of them go on to actually play parts and things, and you're like, oh
yeah.
Yeah, who's the guy in all the Indiana Jones movies? Ken Roach or something? He played the big Nazi buffed mechanic in Raiders, who goes, hand to hand with Indiana. He was also in Temple of Doom. I think he had a part in Last Crusade. But yeah, if I had a turntable, this would be the first score I get on vinyl. And Matt, you said you have scores ready available at the Pickle Island?
Yeah, I got some scores on CD and stuff. Yeah.
Which ones? Just to name a few.
Oof, I don't know offhand. I got a bunch. I got a good amount of soundtracks and stuff. So
Nice.
I definitely know. Speaking of James Horner, I have Titanic and Titanic 2.
Titanic
2.
More songs from Titanic.
More music from the film.
Oh, okay.
So not the sequel, Titanic 2. As well as the Sleepless in Seattle and more Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh yeah, so the second Titanic soundtrack is more of the score, right?
For the score, yeah.
Where there's like tracks with score and dialogue,
Yeah.
and they have a bunch of the cues like from the party that they go to under the
on the boat.
yeah the Celtic.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Titanic is so it was so big that they had to split it into 2 VHS tapes and 2 soundtracks.
Yep.
Same with Forrest Gump, I think. That was definitely 2 CDs.
Yeah, but I think the movie itself was only 1 tape.
Yeah, it started out as that and Saving Private Ryan both started out as double tapes, but then they managed to get them onto one.
Okay. Cool.
But they both existed as a dual at one point.
So, Forrest, what was it like revisiting this wonderful film?
Oh, this is always a fun one to watch. This is a fun one. Actually, Joe Dante I find like Joe Dante and comedy era 1980s comedy Tom Hanks they're always a joy to watch.
Yeah.
Sure. Totally agree.
It wasn't too long ago I went to go see this in the theater. One of my friends was doing a series in is it like Bayshore at the one of the Bayshore whatever, and he did this. He did Can't Buy Me Love. He did Midnight Madness. Good series. It was on Wednesdays, so it was like I could only make certain ones because of work, but I definitely caught this one. I guess the 3 I went to were this, Can't Buy Me Love, and Midnight Madness. Oh no, and just one of the guys I went to as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's some good lineup for sure. Oh, and also to those who have the Burbs on DVD, there's also a wonderful little alternate ending, a 6-minute ending, which is basically an extension of the movie, but it kind of gives the Klopeks more dialogue, which is kind of an interesting, not really backstory, but it just kind of sheds some light on their characters a little bit more. So it's pretty interesting to see that. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody right now. Matt and Forrest, this was wonderful. Our 5th and final commentary for Tom Hanks month 2021. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, I look forward to more commentaries in the next, few weeks, few months, whatever.
Right.
I hope to tackle more commentaries in 2022.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, for sure. And I pretty sure we will save some other Tom Hanks movies for next year.
Yeah.
But but we'll see what happens. It's random, but we basically we love these movies. We love talking about them, and what better thing than to watch them and talk about them at the same time. So yeah, everyone watching at home, thank you so much. I'm Randy Unger. This has been Unger the Radar presents movie commentaries or Commentaries. Happy Tom Hanks month to everybody watching. Matt and Forrest, you too as well. And yeah, we will see you next time. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.